There we go. It's working. It's been such a lazy morning. Oh, geez. Now it's time. She heard me talking. She knows what time it is. Oh, no, you farted in my face, old butthead. She does this all the time. She goes right there and farts in your face. Such a turd. I have not wanted to do anything. I've wanted to be up. It's been such a nice morning. I haven't even been watching TV. I've just been sitting here listening to the sounds. It's been actually really nice. Giving me, I don't know, almost like nostalgic memories listening to the planes and stuff. Like I can hear a jet overhead now. A little bit ago, there was a little, like a single engine plane, a little Cessna or something that went by. Really nice. Really do not feel like going for a run. But we got to do something. We might just do the 10K route this morning, and then we might do another 10K route tonight. I don't know, we'll see. The weather's supposed to change here, get rainy again. It's like been really nice this morning, but it's supposed to get changing around mid-afternoon and get rainy again. But it's not going to be warm today by any means, that's for sure. Like, it's chilly right now with the wind. The sun is nice and warm, but the wind is chilly. But, excuse me. I gotta plug my iPad in again. I was using it this morning because I didn't feel like pulling my computer out. Now it is. I wonder if I could plug that in. All of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, I wonder if I could use the keyboard on my iPad. I bet you I could. I just don't know, everybody. Like, whew, you get outside of the sun, it is freaking, that wind is chilly, but the wind feels good if you're in the sun. Oh, yep, see, the clouds are just starting to show up, so we're gonna have to go here pretty quick. So we might only get a 10K. I thought about possibly exploring back in there, just seeing how well the stream does, because there's like one peak I want to get to over here on the next ridge, but it's like probably a 15-mile run out, like round trip, because you have to jump up over here, jump down the far end, go further that way, and then come back up the other ridge. But oh, if anything, we'll just go to the top of this, see how we feel. Another one of those planes. Like I said, it's such a nice just listening to the sounds. Really like it, actually. Oh, so I have officially decided that this run, my next race, I'm just going to try to take my time and enjoy the experience as much as I can. So that being said, I will check in with you guys quite a bit, actually. Man, I kind of feel like I need to poop, but not really. It's like I could probably, but I don't need to, type of feeling. I don't know. Let's get dressed. I might just wear this actually. My dog is so far up the road. She's like way up there, which is fine. She can do whatever. It's all good. Shoes on. Hi. Yeah, I'm putting my socks and shoes on right now. Yeah, putting the socks and shoes on right now. You want to get dressed? No? Okay. Wear these ones. I haven't worn these ones for a while. Yeah, I'll wear these ones. Oh, you're out of water. When did you get out of water? How the hell did you drink all your water? That thing was completely full last night. Okay. I actually forgot I had these shoes. Forgot I had them. keep looking at me. What is that about? You weirdo? Wow, you're so weird. Yeah, you need to get dressed too. You need to get dressed too. So you come here. Come here, Nari. I'm going nowhere. I'm trying to get you dressed. Gosh, they get this stuck. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, let me take it. Put your bell on. You gotta put your bell on. All right, come here. Where are you going? Hey. Get your butt over here. You. Good job. Good girl. Well, that's it. You don't get any more. Ooh, this, yeah, it's starting to. Clouds are starting to build up. Looking a little thundercloudy over here. So, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like off from the top of the ridge. Now, it's not really supposed to do anything for about 4 hours, but we're gonna put our coat on because even out here in the... Actually, I might be okay without a coat. We'll chance it, because we're only gonna do at the most 10K or so. So we'll just chance it. Because I think once we get moving, I'm gonna warm up a lot. We're climbing right away. And the top of the ridge will probably be cold because of this breeze, but we'll chance it. Like I said, it's not supposed to be that warm today. And it's supposed to rain tonight. So we'll see if I can get another, even tonight, if we can just climb to the top of this ridge and back down, it'll be good. And that might be what we do this morning too. Yeah, my tummy doesn't know what it wants to do. Does not know what it wants to do. So many planes. Like small planes. I hear the occasional jet like way up high, but so many small planes. I was actually kind of getting away from my dog. She knows we're getting ready to leave. She heard me shut the door. So here she comes. Oh my goodness, she is ready. It'd almost be quicker to go down this way than to go up that way. Let's go down this way and then we'll go up the road. She goes sprinting by me, beast mode style. My hammy's a little tight today too. That's probably one reason why I don't really feel like doing anything. It's because my hammy's so tight. But anyways, I was getting like freaking nostalgic type vibes, but I was also getting I guess in a way you could say nostalgic vibes from when I was in Europe this morning. Even like right now. It kind of reminds me of when I was in Portugal. This whole area and everything, even though it's different, but it's the same. I don't know how to explain it. And then it doesn't help that for the first time in a long time, I got up and I got onto Facebook just because I had so many notifications I wanted to clear out. I'm gonna change camera views. Better for you guys. Here we go. Let's try and use this downhill to warm up a bit, I guess. But anyways, I was on Facebook, and a guy I used to work with is doing the whole, what do you call that? The little hiking routes, like through hiking routes in Europe that the, like the Catholics do, like the pilgrimage thing. So he was doing that, or he's doing that currently. And so he, I think he's in Porto today, or he gets to Porto, or he got to Porto yesterday, I guess. Or, I don't know, what would it be? No, today, I think he gets there. Well, he'd be there already, since they're so far ahead of us. Alright, we're gonna go up. Since we came down this way, she's like, oh, we're going down. No, we're going up. Gosh dang, she is just crazy fast this morning. But it's funny because she hasn't been bugging me to get going this morning. She's just been basking in the sun, just enjoying the morning vibes. I mean, it was pretty nasty. Like, I probably could have gone last night, like, for a run, but it would have been like really close to sunset, so like 6:30, because it completely cleared up by then. Yeah, see, these clouds are starting to grow and move in, coming up over the ridge over here. But yeah, it completely like cleared up and everything by then. But I had eaten dinner already by then and everything, so there was like, I'm not gonna go for a run. I got so much work done on my computer yesterday. I actually did pretty good. I got most of my taxes done for my business. I still gotta go in and fine tune it a little bit. I think I just need to move somewhere else. Montana is so stupid. For about, I don't know, 15 years now, maybe even more than that, they've been trying to pass in the state. So many other states have it for, well, a lot of states just don't even have income tax, but they have a sales tax. Montana doesn't have a sales tax. They have income tax. But they have been trying to pass for, at a minimum, military retirees being exempt from income tax. But a lot of states just have doesn't matter if you're whatever retiree, you don't pay, there's no income tax for any retirees. And that's what I think we should do in Montana. But they've been trying to pass specifically the military stuff, both for pay and some military. If you're active duty and you're a Montana resident, and by active duty, Title 10 active duty, you have to be very specific, because National Guardsmen, and this is what sucks, National Guardsmen are Title 32. And if you're active duty, then you still have to pay income tax. But if you're Title 10, so part of the active component, big army, as we like to say, doesn't matter if you're stationed in Montana or out of Montana, as long as you're a Montana resident, tax exempt. If you're Army Reserve and active duty, well, guess what? Army Reserve is Title 10. So you could be in Montana or out of Montana. As long as you're a Montana resident, tax exempt. But if you're an ADR on National Guard, or for the National Guard, which is what I was most of my career, you have to pay state income tax. It's like a bunch of bullshit. So they tried to change that a long time ago. And it kept getting tabled or voted against going through the legislature. And we have 2-year sessions, so if it doesn't pass 1 year, then the next, you have to wait 2 years again. And like, we calculated it out, because I was part of my job, I had to do stuff for the 2-star to figure a bunch of that stuff out so he could go in front of the legislator, or the legislation I should say, and testify. And their what would you call it, loss in tax income each year would have been in the tens of thousands. Like, you're not talking a lot of money, less than $100,000, let's put it that way, each year. And we usually have $1 billion surplus, or at least millions of dollars of surplus in our state. Just depends on how bad the fire season is. So it's not like it's really affected much. And even then, because he also had to testify, because then they also separate legislation, but they're trying to get the, for the last 15, 20 years, trying to get all military pay, whether it's your just regular National Guardsmen, to get them exempt as well. Because if you're in the Army Reserve, it's exempt. It's like, why does Army Reserve get it exempt if you're just a traditional reservist versus a National Guardsman? It's stupid, completely stupid. So if anybody ever asked me in Montana, like, join the reserves, join the National Guard. But anyways, also been trying to get military retiree pay exempt as well, and it's never passed. And there, you're talking a little bit more money. You're talking like, I don't remember the exact amount. It was somewhere around between $200,000 and $300,000 in tax income that they would miss out on, which is still is not a lot. Way less than $1 million. And they refuse to do it. There's like 40 other states in the US that exempt it, so I might just have to move. Just say F it. Not that I pay a lot in taxes, but it's a lot nicer, let's put it that way. Overall, they treat their retirees in general a lot better, and with military and retirees being included in that, like Texas or Florida, But anyways, what they did pass finally last session is, hey Bill, and this is what is stupid. They portrayed it as a big win for military retirees. And what all they did was, if you're a military retiree and then you go get another job in Montana, then whatever the offset is, so say you make, I don't know what, I guess if you're like super high ranking and been in a while, say you're making like $5,000 a month for retiree pension, military pension, and then you go get a job and you're, only doing a part-time job, so you're making like $1,500, then $1,500 of your military retiree pension is exempt. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit, because you're not saving anything, because you're paying taxes on your other job, your part-time job. So it's not saving anything. They're still getting the same amount of money for taxes. It's like, how does this benefit people? It doesn't. So then it's like, well, even though my business showed a loss, because I worked it that way, invested everything back in the business, and I did not take a salary, so like I didn't have to pay like self-employment tax, all that kind of stuff, or Social Security, any of that kind of stuff. Workman's comp, any of that. But because my business had income, that gets added into my income. I'm like, so then I'm paying more taxes on that anyways. But because it wasn't a salary or really count as income, I don't get it exempt from my military side. It's like, what? So I gotta figure that out. I think something's wrong there. And that might just come down to where I need to file an extension and take it somewhere and be like, oh yeah. Although any savings I would have would be probably more than what I'm supposed to pay for state, because it wasn't a lot. I think overall, between what the thing says I'm supposed to get back for federal and what I owe tax for state, and then how much it costs to file, I think it's a wash, and I'll take a wash over anything. But I'm going to go through, see if I can itemize a little bit more. I think I can actually itemize a bit more. I just don't, I'm not smart enough. I'm not a tax professional. I know enough to be dangerous. So it's like, I don't know how it works. So if you look at my, I don't remember what it is that I got for my contract work. Part of it is contract fees, part of it is like mileage reimbursement, or not mileage, travel reimbursement. So it's like, but on whatever form I get, it has it all as one thing. So originally I didn't have all the travel expenses in there because I was reimbursed for it all. But because it's all lumped in one thing, I think I need to put the travel expenses in there so that I get a bigger deduction or whatever you call it, I guess. I don't know. But still, I don't even know on the state side how it's factoring any of that in, because there's no, as far as I've seen so far on the business side when it comes to state taxes in Montana, is there's no way to itemize any of my business stuff on the state side. So it's like the total business income gets added on, but not any of the deductions. And it's like, it wasn't income. I didn't get any income off of it. I don't get it. And even on the business side, I don't get, or on the federal side, it's it's added into my income, but overall it comes off as a deduction because I actually showed an actual profit loss. So it is a wash on the federal side, but I don't get it. But we'll see. I'll get in there and try and figure out, itemize stuff a little bit more, like I said, and then figure out on the state side. I might just not file state, like I said, and get an extension. But today, definitely filing my annual report. I'll get that finalized. And I was thinking about it. So last fall, I had to fill something out to get a property tax refund, which was all because the governor wanted to freaking, right before an election, be like, oh, look at me, type of thing. I gave you guys property tax refunds, which doesn't make any sense to me because most property taxes run as county, not state. So I don't get it, but whatever. One county over from me is the most expensive county to live in because of property taxes. But who knows? I'll make the rules. But anyways, I filled out all the paperwork. I do not remember getting a refund at all. And so I gotta when I get in to file my annual report, I can look that up and see. Because that was like $750 or something like that. If I got screwed out of that, I'm gonna be really pissed, because I met the deadline to file for that. They'll probably come up with some, oh, you needed to do this. We sent a message in your portal. Well, there ain't no notifications that come out of the portal. So how am I supposed to know that? I only get in the portal once a year to file my annual report for my business. Like, what the hell? Because they've already tried to F me out of having to pay an extra hefty penalty for when they sent me a thing saying that I needed to pay a penalty because I should have done estimated tax payments on the income that I got that I didn't know I was going to get until the last week of December. It's like, how am I supposed to do an estimated payment on something I didn't know I was going to get on the last week of the tax year? That was 2 years ago. And then or 3 years ago, whatever it was. And then because I was gone in Europe for 4 months, they sent me the thing notifying me of that 3 days after I left for Europe. And so then I didn't get the thing until 4 months later, and by then they're charging me interest fees on top of the penalty, which ended up being like over $1,000 by the time I contacted them. And then like I appealed it, and then they were like, nope, it's not our fault you were gone. It's your fault. For trying to be like, oh, yeah, that income the last week of the year that you didn't know you were going to get. Yep, you should have done. You should have known earlier in the year to do an estimated payment on that. Yeah, bullshit. And so I actually got a tax attorney, and I got all that back. It's like they try and rip you off, at least in Montana, and they're like, oh, you're not gonna fight this, so we're just gonna tell you no. Because I provided all the evidence in my original appeal. It was like, this is when I left, this is when I received all this money, which you guys would know anyways. Because there was a payout on something that it was like took forever to come in, and you never knew when it was going to come in. I didn't even know if it was going to be that tax year. Like, if it would have came in after January 1st of the next year, then I would have been able to do an estimated payment on it, because without even knowing how much I'm getting, how can you do an estimated payment? The whole tax thing is just stupid. It's like, this country was created because we didn't want to pay taxes, and now we're paying all these taxes, which is a recent thing, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew it or not. I'm not one of those frickin', what are those, the libertarians or whatever, they go off on that stuff all the time. Like, but if you look, like income tax, we didn't even start paying that until like 100 years ago. And I think one of the whole reason why we had to start paying like a federal income tax, wasn't it originally like a temporary thing? It was a temporary thing, I know, when they instituted it. I think it was like, it'll pay for not only keep it on, let's increase it and see if anybody says anything. Like, are you freaking kidding me? But that's enough of my rant. It's a gorgeous day out here today. Man. Although, like I said, it's supposed to get nasty again this afternoon. And we can already see the clouds starting to build up. Oh, we can't see them from here, but there they are. Over on the other side of this ridge. Like the first one we saw. Kind of right here. They're a little gray. They've already come over and around us. Whew. It's like a 70% chance of rain again tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. That's why I was like, I don't know if we're gonna get anything done tonight, but we'll see. I think what we'll do is we might even just run all the way down around the end and then come back, which will be probably close to 8 miles, maybe 8 or 9, I would guess. I guess I'll find out. I actually don't know. It'd at least be an extra, yeah, it should be close to 9 miles, I would think. I guess we'll find out. Still nobody else out here. But like I said, last, what was it, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? Well, 2 weeks ago, I guess now. Last time we were here, and we were heading north, and the great north migration had begun. All the snowbirds heading north, so you can see a little cloud peeking up over the top there. You see the clouds building up over north of us too, which is the direction the clouds are coming from. That's why those ones there missed us, because we saw them right up here. My dog had to do a bathroom break, so we waited for her. You know, that pack mentality, we kept an eye out for her while she took care of business, protect her from predators. The other night, it's so funny. She's such a butthead. She woke me up in the middle of the night. Oh, you're going again? Do you have tummy troubles? We're having some sort of tummy troubles, it looks like. I don't know what she ate. Didn't know she ate anything bad. Looks like she's having some sort of tummy troubles. Anyway, she woke me up to go outside. And it was funny because I was like, tried to get her to go out like 9:30 to do pre-bedtime potties. And she just stood in the door looking at me. So I was like, fine, you don't go now. Don't you be waking me up in like an hour and a half. Well, that didn't work, because then in an hour and a half she woke me up. Because she just had to go to the bathroom. And then she got outside and it was like, she would squat down to pee, and then she would like see shiny thing and get it like interrupted and like stop, half squat, and then be like, oh, squirrel, and go, you know, investigate whatever she was looking at. And then she'd be like, oh, that's right, I came out here to pee. And she'd get like halfway down to pee, and then the same thing again. I'm like, you little butthead, woke me up because you just had to come out here and pee when I tried to get you to pee an hour and a half ago before we went to sleep. And now you keep freaking ADD here. So I just go pee. Oh my goodness. We're almost to the top of this ridge. Or to the saddle here at least. I mean, along the ridge we still got quite a bit of climbing, but this is by far the steepest part. Like, I don't know how people drive up this thing in a, like, they don't do it in a car or a vehicle of any sort. It's like a truck or anything. They do it in a, like a side-by-side or a four-wheeler. Like, gosh dang. I'd be worried I would tip backwards even in a freaking one of those type of vehicles. Like a little four-wheeler or side-by-side. Better have a roll cage on it. I think it's steep. Although this is not as steep as the ways that most people go down. Of course, most people, I think, come up kind of where we usually camp. Because that road wouldn't be that bad. Like, realistically, I could probably drive up that road with my van, no problem. But I wouldn't feel comfortable just because it's most of the way is like cliffside on your left hand side. You like, if you fall off the road for whatever reason, like your wheels slip a little bit, then you're gonna tumble a good couple hundred feet. See, there's those clouds and they're coming from that direction, so they're starting to build up, but they're not anything spectacular yet. Like I said, we got, what time is it? It is almost 10 o'clock, and it's right around like 1 or 2 this afternoon, early afternoon, that it's supposed to, so what, 3 hours is when it's supposed to have a chance of precipitation, and even that's only like 30-40%. And then around mid to late afternoon is when it's supposed to get like 70-80% chance. That's why I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do anything tonight or not. I hope we are, because this little butthead last night, because we weren't able to, and then yesterday's run wasn't even that, bad. We got to go up that over there. That's the last really steep. Although we're going to continue down the ridge, I think. So, and go down the backside. But she did not like being cooped up in the van all day. And I was like, I tried to let her go out. Like, the way the wind was blowing, I was able to, for most of it, keep the side door open if she wanted. It was cold, because it was chilly yesterday, but I just bundled up, put my sweatshirts on and everything. The views are so cool. I can't wait to just be able to hang out, in different areas. Not feel pressured to have to run anything or anything like that. Anyways, I left the side door open, and she was like, nope, I don't want to go out there. So then I shut the door. And 20 minutes later, she'd be like, I want to go outside. So then I open the door. And then she'd be like, no, it's raining out there. I don't want to go out there. So, well, make up your mind. Come outside and rain. Just relax. It wasn't even like she was trying to clean it. I think we had a whole lot of room trying to do that. She was just freaking sitting on the bed, staring at me, sassing me. It's like, I don't know what to do. I can't make it stop raining. Okay, I think we lose signal for a little bit as I drove down here and go around. Maybe it'll stay up. Shoes I'm wearing don't have the best grip. Try not to fall on my face. Looked at the freaking how the whole start line thing works if you don't have a crew, and I don't know, I gotta figure it out because it's like pretty much what I would have to do for this race is you buy a shuttle ticket, so there's a place you can park your vehicle all week up in Flagstaff, and then you have to do that. So the race starts Monday morning, like bright and early, like really early, and then you, like, I don't know what it is, probably 6 o'clock is when it takes off, maybe even earlier than that. I don't exactly know. I just know you have to, like, get your tracker and all that at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's a hour-and-a-half drive on the shuttle. So their thing is you actually have to camp out. You leave the day before on Sunday, like mid-afternoon or early afternoon or something. Hop on the shuttle, get down to the start line, and then you have to bring your own camping equipment. It's like, as far as I understand, so you're going to set up your own tent, all that, sleeping bag, mat, all that, and then shove it all in a bag, and they'll transport it to the finish line, because you can stay camping out overnight, which I'm fine with camping out overnight. My plan was I was going to camp out overnight, but in my van, if I had a crew. Because I wouldn't need my crew. So this is what my deal was going to be, is they could technically even get like a rental car of some sort for just a day or whatever. Not even pay for it. And then they could, if there's more than one person anyways, if it's just like say 2 people. So they don't even need to show up that morning. Like, I technically wouldn't even need them until like that evening in Prescott, because that would be the first place I'd worry about a crew until that point. I'm not gonna make, if I had a crew, I'm not gonna make load crouching. So they could show up, grab my van, go drop off their rental car, and then just drive my van the rest of the time. But, of course, earlier I felt like I kind of needed to poo, but it wasn't like I needed to poo. Now I can feel the sense of urgency coming on, so hopefully we can make it through the run. Should be able to, because now that I think about it, I have not refilled my butt wipes in my running vest since we had the emergency poo on my last run in Montana. Whew. This uphill is kind of wearing on me today. Like I said, my hamstring, I can feel my hamstring is a little tight. I think it's from sitting on the bed all day yesterday working on the computer. I was hoping it would loosen up by now, but I guess not. One thing I'm gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna move down after our run. We're gonna move down because I gotta be pretty early in the morning. It's actually not too far away from here for the race. But just driving out from the road where I'm at right now is probably, so I'm gonna have to go really slow. I had to go really slow in on that road since I'm gonna be going downhill. I'm actually gonna have to take it even slower. Probably 15 minutes just to get off of my road that I'm on. So I'm just gonna camp somewhere closer to the main road down here. I need to figure out though if this exit is open. It's supposed to be over here at Bumblebee, because otherwise I gotta drive all the way around that way. And if that's the case, I'm just gonna stay up there somewhere, go through that direction, which I might do anyways, just to not chance it. Oh yeah, I gotta, something brewing. We'll do our best. Blow my nose out. Got something going on there. There's the road we usually camped in on. Like I could even park at the closest one right down there on that road, but that doesn't really save me. There's closer ones south of here towards the exit. There's closer ones north of here to that exit. So that's where I would go. And then if I go to the north, I don't even have to set my Starlink back up because it's sitting right below the frickin' cell tower. I can just use my MiFi. Oh. And then I gotta figure out what exactly they have me doing. All he told me was, when he asked if I could do it, is he said, "Are you going to be around this weekend?" I was like, "Yes, I will be around." And then he goes, "Great. We're going to put you out in the field." So that means, what I don't know is, does that mean I'm doing videography with a field reporter? Or am I doing videography and I'm the field reporter? Like, which I can do that. But if I'm going to be the field reporter, I need to do some research because I don't want to look dumb. I know the names of a lot of the people that are racing, but I don't know all of them. Like, I don't know, I'm not like super intimate with the people, the names. Like, I don't know them that well. They're all local runners, like, so if like Chris Warden, if he knows them all, I'm guessing he's doing the commentation. I don't think AJW is going to be there because he's training for the same race I am. And my guess is he's probably doing the training day tomorrow, which if I would have realized that I wasn't working that day, I would have done it. But then I would have had to figure out what to do with her for the day. I could have somehow probably done like a rover or something, just get somebody to babysit her. And then I do need to research today what to do with her. During my race, but might just take in, because if I'd have to drop her off like Thursday morning before my race, and then I'd be able to pick her up probably Monday afternoon after the race. So that's like almost 2 weeks. That's a lot to be in to be in boarding. Which, I mean, she'd have fun. She gets to go like play with dogs all day, all that kind of stuff. But still, it's like, and she gets to do, and then she gets at least one walk a day out and around the neighborhood. But I think she might get even 2. I don't remember. But she's used to doing, 15 to 20 miles a day with me every day. So it's like, so if we go down this road off to our right, which is the road we normally camp on, then we would have a 10K. Well, it's actually a little over a 10K. But we're gonna go down this way. Go over to this other peak, which is the last peak, and then drop down the backside, and then go all the way around and come back. Like I said, I think that's probably about 9 miles, if I had to guess. Oh, I'll find out. The only sucky thing is, the fact that once we get down around the end, it is, oh geez, what would that be, about 3 miles of uphill? Oh, I mean, that's good, but look, our buddy's back down there. That's the guy that has been there off and on this whole freaking winter. We've seen him. This would be the 3rd time, although the last time we saw him, it was not that long ago, 2 weeks ago. So I think he is actually not following the rules, because the way the rules state, you can stay somewhere for 2 weeks and then you have to leave for 30 days. Is really, if you think about how it is, you can't just leave for 2 weeks and then come back. And you have to move on, like, it's like at least 60 miles or something. I don't remember what the mileage requirement is. And that's why I had, when I would just be down here for the whole winter, I had 3 spots I would just rotate through. Oh geez, you want some water? Get a drink. Get a drink. Did you get a drink? You might have got a drink. Oh, there you go. There's a bottle up here. Yeah, good job, sweet girl. Oh, I didn't mean to knee you in the face. You just moved your face right when I was walking across. Because I would go like here and then go down to like Mount Wrightson wilderness area, and then we spend 2 weeks there, and then we'd go down by in the San Simon and spend 2 weeks there, or somewhere around San Simon. It could have been, you know, the Mount Graham wilderness area or whatever, somewhere in that area, depending on if I was training or not. If we were just being lazy and hanging out, we'd go down in that area where I was doing all my 100-mile road championship training at. But, and then we'd come back here. So just like the rotation, you know, you could give you the amount of time you're supposed to be gone. But also, I also think I was the only person that was following the rules too. Especially in like Madera, it was like always seemed like there's people that would leave for, and I bet you that when they left, they only moved like 20 miles, and then they come back. Oh, which, surprisingly enough, I haven't spent a lot of time there. We've only been there 2 weeks. That was towards the beginning. That was like first 2 weeks of January. It wasn't even 2 weeks we were there. First week in January. Only time we've been there. The problem with that area is my butthead likes to wander, and because it's a actual dispersed camping area, the campgrounds are like really close together. It's kind of like the first night we stayed in Chiricahua a few weeks ago. There was like freaking so many campsites right there. Like, we had neighbors pretty close to us for that first night. But she'll go and say hi to everybody, or that area has a lot of deer and quaddy and whatever else. And she will chase them. Hey, new follow. Patata. I don't even know how to say that name. Thanks so much. I'm guessing you were the follow. It doesn't tell me. But I would guess and say that's who it was. I heard the sound for it, so I knew there was a follow, but no message popped up. Let me get to the top up here and I will knock out push-ups. Whoever the follow was. Oh. Just in time for me to drop down off this backside and hope my stream doesn't die because there's no signal. Because the cell tower, oh geez, it's hard to see now that we're so high. Let me see if I can find it. Because it blends in with the landscape. Actually, I don't see it. It should be like right here somewhere is the cell tower. I don't know where it's at though. But, oh yeah, it is right there. I see it now. Right there is the cell tower. And we're gonna be going on this side of the ridge. Only go trail run, or do you run too? No, we run too. It just depends on what I'm training for or where I'm at. If I'm back in Montana, usually our recovery run we do on roads, and if I'm training for like a road marathon or something, I'll do a lot of road stuff. Just recently I was training for the US 100-mile road championships, so I did a lot of road stuff there. I gotta try to find a spot that I can do these push-ups. It's not really flat, but it's less steep. If I, right here maybe, I'll be kind of sideways, but doing pretty good. Okay. What are you doing? You're in my way. You get out of the way. You get out of the way, you. Oh, butt scratches. You're in the way, thank you. Dog looking at me like, let's go. It's kind of funny, the clouds moving in. Like I said, it's supposed to get nasty again this afternoon, but it's like over here, it is like actually raining in some of these areas. But yeah, these clouds are, there was 0 clouds in the sky just 20 minutes ago. Well, not quite. How long have we been doing this? An hour ago. Okay, well, I'm gonna go down on this side as fast as we can, and the signal will be spotty. We got about a mile, maybe a little over, before I get back into strong signal again. But this is so steep, I'm gonna be going down a little bit slow on this first part, but then once we drop down off this ridge, the road isn't nearly as steep. This is so steep. I mean, I'm dropping about probably 500 feet in about a third of a mile, so it is fairly steep. I mean, we've come up this way and it's like a 42 to, well, I think it's like 38 to 42% grade. So it's pretty steep, but it's mostly in the 40s. And it's all loose rock and eroded and whatever else. That's what makes it really hard. So it's like trying not to slip. Put your feet some decent spots so you don't just slide down the frickin'. Ooh, geez, that's slippery right there. Oh, and a lot of it's like softball, grapefruit size rocks that are all stacked on top of each other, super loose, with golf ball size stuff intermingled. So it's like not fun. And my dog, she's just like, whatever. Oh, don't fall. What does one of my friends say? Don't die, don't die, don't die. I'm thinking about next year, just doing some like long trail stuff, like more through hiking type stuff, but I'm just doing it with my dog. One I'd love to do is the what do they call it, North Country Trail. Just spend like, 4 or 5 months doing it with my dog. It'd be a lot of fun. It's definitely not one of the more well-known. Whew. Where do I find routes to go hiking? Maria, hey. It's not a rerun stream. I don't ever do rerun streams. If I'm gonna do, like, I use, like, whether I'm doing trail running, hiking, whatever it is, I just, last couple months, yeah, I just look at the map and I'll be like, oh, I want to go explore this region if it's somewhere I haven't been, and I'll just go drive. I'll download the map offline, so just in case I don't have a signal, and then just go explore. But out here, I've spent So it looks like our signal's actually been fairly good this trip. Sometimes it's good coming around this, sometimes it's not. Although I say that, now I'm probably going to lose it, but I'm almost back into line of sight with a cell tower. So. Once we get up here another, I don't even know how far it is actually, half a mile, maybe a little over half a mile, we will be jumping onto a proper single track. We're not going to quite get as much vert as I would hope, but it's fine. Although we could really climb back up on the ridge. Maybe that's what we'll do. Just take the trail back for a couple, for like a mile and a half or so. Jump on that other road and climb back up on the ridge. Get some more vert just in case we're not able to get any more. Which is what I wanted to do yesterday. But we got interrupted. And it was a good thing we turned around and went back when we did, because about probably 10-15 minutes after I ended the stream, it started to downpour. twisting my ankle right there. For those of you that are looking at this being like, oh, he's just running on a road. He's not doing proper trail. Freaking thing is worse than a trail. More technical than any trail. Oh, geez, we still actually got a long ways to go yet. Somebody's been up here with motorbikes. That is definitely a motorcycle trail there. It had to have been pretty recent too, because it's not these. Right up this steep, yes. It's not that long. Although it definitely wore my ass out. That's for sure. Whoo! Oh, I thought there'd be a puddle right there for my dog to drink out of. As much rain as we've gotten. Should be another one up here though. Hopefully she gets a drink. Oh man, that's definitely raining and snowing over there. I thought about going over there this week over on the Matchetsall Wilderness area because there's some pretty cool trails over there. But then I was like, no, I need to explore the race course. Hopefully she got a drink. I don't know if she did or not. There's definitely a puddle here. Looks like it. I see her footprints. I think she got a drink. But then when we got down here, going through a blizzard was like freaking. And then the fact that they got snow up there, it's like, well, guess I'm not going up where I wanted to go. So hopefully, maybe Monday we can get up there. We'll see. I gotta figure out when we are all driving over to California, and by we, I mean production team. Because, I don't know, we might go early too and maybe do some running over there. So it would be kind of cool to get some of the Eastern Sierras. Or even up by like, what is it, Big Bear Lake or whatever those mountains are. I don't think those are, I think those are the San Bernardino Mountains. I don't think they're the San Gabriels. San Gabriels is closer to LA. Well, I was looking at the radar last night, and even freaking these storms have been coming through. And I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, never would I've ever thought in April that there would be snow still dropping in the mountains outside of Phoenix. Let alone, well, anywhere in Arizona. You know, and yet here, these mountains right here, just outside of Phoenix, are getting snow. I was looking at the radar last night, and even freaking down in Baja, California, some of the higher peaks there, they were getting freaking snow. And just outside of San Diego, in the coastal range there, they were getting, like Southern California and Baja down in Mexico, getting freaking snow in April. Like, what the hell? Oh, sure, I was thinking that was the room on the right. Nope, this is just a little camp area. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna continue. We're almost to the trail though. Gotta be. I know the trail goes off to the right, that's why it's kind of going off to the right. I thought we were on this lower area down here. No, we're up here. There's the tanks. They're on the other side of the road, so we're really close out. That person clearly came from the right. It tells me that the exit must be open further down south here. Well, there's our trail. I'm just gonna jump cut across. Sorry, we're going over to the trail instead of going down. There she goes. She's happy now. Now we're on a proper single tracks. She's happy. So for those of you that are looking at doing the Black Canyon races next year, either the 100K or the 50K, your second aid station is about 100 yards that way. And then this is the race course. We're gonna be heading this direction to Bumblebee. And the next, probably, let's see, from here, about 3 miles is a uphill, very gradual uphill, kind of rolly, but uphill nonetheless. And you're gonna gain, in these 3 miles, you probably gain 300 or 400 feet, so it's not a lot, but it grinds on you, that's for sure. So I think what we might do is maybe hit this road over here and then climb back up on the ridge again. I would think I'd be able to get another probably 800 feet of vert, I would say. So that would put me just over 2,000. Which ain't a bad morning, and then hopefully we can do something tonight as well. Get an extra 1,000 or so. Gosh dang, she got way ahead of me. Owies, I got a mesquite stuck in my shoe. Freaking branch somehow got caught between my heel counter and my Achilles. The heel counter on my shoe and my Achilles. It was poking me. It's like, how did you even do that, branch? miles are we at? 4.8. Like, I don't care about mileage, but even if we went straight back, it's about 4.5, so it'd be almost 9.5 miles if we went straight back. And actually, it'll probably be about the same no matter what, even if we go up on the ridge. Actually, it'll probably be a little less if we go on the ridge. But who knows? It's not a bad mileage for a morning run. Kind of crazy though. It looks like that stuff is moving towards us. It shouldn't be. Clouds should be coming from this direction. Huh. Well, hopefully we don't get on top of the ridge and freaking downpoured. See, look, these are definitely thunderstorms that are growing. I mean, you can see them starting to, you know, grow up. And like in Montana, something like that in about half an hour would be huge and have an anvil top on it. I don't know what the storms do down here. Or even like in the Midwest, you know, same thing. Our buddy just camped out over here. He wasn't there yesterday because we would have seen him. Or no, we didn't go up there yesterday, so he might have got there yesterday. Definitely wasn't there the day before though, that's for sure. Or I should say the night before, because that's when we got here. Oh, there she is. I was like, here, I thought my dog was way ahead of me, and all of a sudden it sounded like she was behind me, and I was like, what? She definitely needed this. She doesn't like running on roads. Now that we're on the single track, she is just having so much fun. I really want to get back down to the Chiricahua Mountains. We only did a couple runs down there and in not so great conditions, but that area was freaking, I gotta tell you right now, all the traveling I've done and exploring in Arizona, it is definitely my favorite mountain range in Arizona so far. But I used to say that about the Mount Wrightson wilderness area. Just because that, like the Madera Canyon and Mount Wrightson itself, it's so beautiful and pretty. But Chiricahua woods were so cool. Now granted, when we ran the ridge on that, it was 50, 60 mile an hour winds, which did not make it very fun. But I still loved the views. Like, the views overshadowed how miserable the wind was. And if you know anything about me, I hate running in wind, no matter what the conditions. So for me to be like, oh, I enjoyed that run because of the views, when the wind was like 50 miles an hour. Although I always say too that a lot of times it's about the adventure. Well, when you're up on a freaking ridge line, 95, just shy 10,000 feet up, in 50, 60 mile an hour winds, that is definitely an adventure, that's for sure. And then the run we did the next day was really cool. And somehow, like the top, what would be the last, like, the top mile and a half or so, 2 miles maybe, like 1,000 feet of climbing was snowy from the day before or the night before. But that whole area is completely different from the other area we were at in that mountain range. It was so cool. And the top of that mountain was only like 7,600 feet. Oh, that's like super steep up and down. And some of these little washes kind of hurt. Just saying. I would guess that if I climb to the top of the ridge, we're not going to quite get all of it, but we'll get should easily get another 1,000 feet, I would guess. Doesn't seem like I would get that much. Because the top of that ridge is not... One, we're lower here than we were over where we started. But the top of the ridge right here is missing out on easily about 150 feet of vert. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So I think that says what we're gonna do is we're gonna climb back up on this road up here. And our road is right there that we're gonna climb up on, but we gotta go on the other side of this little rocky knob. And the guy that's camped out up here is right up here somewhere. But you can't see him yet. So you're like right below him. There's another road just right up here a little ways. And by road, Jeep trail. But it's definitely the same guy we've seen out here multiple times. He's probably saying the same thing about me. That's that same guy I've seen out here multiple times. But he comes in on this other Jeep trail, and there's way better places to camp out here. But he keeps going to the same spot, which I get. You're kind of out of the way, and there's no camp spots next to you except for the one I usually am on. But it's on the other side of a little knob, but his vehicle, he must really take his time coming in on this Jeep trail, because he does not have the best, what would you say, off-road vehicle, I guess would be the best way to say it. Just goes to show you that take your time, you can get pretty much up anything, no matter what kind of vehicle you have, as long as you have the clearance. Like a freaking Toyota Prius would have a hard time getting up something. Or what was the old vehicle my mom had back in the day? A Geo Metro. Geo Metro would have a hard time. I always wanted to take, so the engine in my mom's little Geo Metro pretty much was like blown. She finally just had to give it up because I quit driving it, because only like one of the 3 cylinders really worked. Is that good? Oh yeah, he's right there. Yeah, that is the same exact guy. So I had, back in my parents' house, like when I was a teenager, I bought a Buick 215 motor. It was like an all aluminum, smallest V8 made. Like a 215, that's a V8. Tells you it's a small V8. And I always wanted to put it in something. And for the longest time, I wanted to put it in like an Escort, but like make the Escort into a rally, more like a rally off-road car. Either put it on like a CJ5 frame or something like that. But, you know, trying to find something cheap to be able to do all that on, it's tough to do. So then, when my mom pretty much had to stop driving that Metro, I was like, oh, I could do it to the Metro. But then you still need to find like a frame and stuff to set the body on. But I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. Freaking little hatchback Geo Metro with a V8 in it. That'd be so cool, because gosh dang, that little 3-cylinder only had like 50 horsepower, if that. I think it was like actually 49 or something horsepower. And I think that Buick 215, not like, it wasn't like a super powerful motor, but I'm pretty sure it got like 200 and something. I thought that'd be so cool. Oh, she's chasing a bunny. In retrospect, though, it would have been really cool to put it on like a Subaru chassis. I wouldn't want the Subaru body, just the chassis, the all-wheel drive chassis. Would have been really cool. Oh, there she is. She gave up on the bunny. But my parents, they declared bankruptcy back in, I don't know, whenever it was. And so my dad's business, he had a whole business. And later in his years, he couldn't really do much with the business. One, competition squeezed him out. And then two, he got Parkinson's. He was diagnosed at the time. He was the youngest person in Montana ever to be diagnosed with Parkinson's. And I think the only reason why he got diagnosed is because he got in a wreck And at the hospital, when they're doing diagnostics, you know, testing on it, they're like, hey, wait a minute, something doesn't look right. That's when they discovered it. He was like 33 or something. Let's go up. All right, we're gonna go up. Get more vert. But so anyways, between failing and all that, they had to declare bankruptcy, and then part of the bankruptcy declaration, somebody bid in order to pay for a lot of their bills and stuff as part of the agreement. He had all this old inventory. He used to, it was like a used Caterpillar parts dealership, and so we had lots of inventory. Well, one thing with used cat parts is, you know, 70% of your inventory is stuff that doesn't break, you know, or very rarely ever breaks. So, you know, your throughput on it isn't very good. And could we, in retrospect, done a better job of realizing the good stuff from the bad and taking it to scrap iron to at least get a little bit of money out of it? Yeah. But also, to get your best money, you have to separate like the steel from the cast iron, from the, you know, aluminum from the brass, all that kind of stuff, which we did, but a lot of it was hard to do. You're talking like hours, and for me it was fun to do. I would just be like, hey Dad, you need me to break something down for you? Because I just love tearing shit apart. And so that's what I would do. You didn't have to pay me to do it. I just wanted to do it for fun. But it would take a lot of time and resources in order to do that. So at some points it was like, is it worth tearing this apart, or is it, do we just load it up and take it to the scrap iron place and get the lesser amount because it's not what they call clean scrap iron. But when they did their bankruptcy, somebody bid to just scrap iron everything, and my engine was sitting over with all that stuff, and so it got grabbed as well. I was like, oh man, that was mine. So I don't have that engine anymore. Well, I am officially starting to get hungries. Getting hungies. My dog probably is too. I don't know where. She usually doesn't eat that much. But I think she went our time in Montana because we spent a lot of time around a dog that cannot control itself eating. So she did not get as much food because she wasn't able to, she's free fed. So she just eats when she wants, and usually that's, she won't eat breakfast until after a run. You getting a little drinky drink? Yeah? Ah, it's a good puddle, huh? That's another reason why I wanted to come up this way, is because I remember this puddle is always here after rain. Whew. And you got thorns and stuff in you. Probably cactus. Can I see? All right, can I see? Come here. You do. You ran into a cholla of some sort. Okay, come here. Come here. There's one more. Let me get it. hey, get back here. She's like, no, you got like 12 of the 15. I'm good. She actually, for once, let me help her. Usually she doesn't do that. She's like, I can do it myself. She still has at least 2 more left in her though. Cactus needles, which again, looks like some sort of, I don't know what it is. It's not really a cholla. Some sort of cactus. It's like it reminds me of, what is those Pokemon, the little Digberts or whatever they're called? That's what they remind me of when you look at them. Like the triple ones. I'm trying to find one right now to show you guys. Don't see any. That's what it reminds me of. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is with the size of the needles, because the prickly pear needles are huge. The cane cholla that's out here, needles look a little bit different, and she doesn't really mess around with that stuff. There's not, and they're very sparse, so it's not like she can see it anyway. Oh, here's our friend. The mesquite trees are finally getting their leaves. And where my dog went. Over to the right somewhere. But we gotta go up. We gotta go up. What chances are she's gonna pop up all of a sudden ahead of us, because that's what she does. Oh no, she's coming behind us. Here she comes. Well, these prickly pears are starting to show a little bit of what do you call it, blossoms or whatever, buds to the flowers. Starting to pop up. With all this rain and stuff. Oh, which means the javelina will probably be out all over the place eating, chowing down on that. I don't know. There's got to be javelina out here, but I've never seen any. Ran into them all over Tucson area, all over the San Simon area. All right, here, this is the cactus I'm talking about, which is probably what she got into. This right here. I would guess it's probably what she got into. Oh yeah, right here. See, here's the bigger one. That is definitely what it looks like she probably ran into. Oh, the flower. Flower's starting to come up right there. A couple on here too. All over that. Took a picture of it. Was it 2 days ago when we found some on the trail? Really, really pretty flowers. Like super pretty flowers. It was nuts how pretty that was. Saw a reel the other day from Jeff Garmeyer, my buddy Jeff Garmeyer, who was running up in the Grand Canyon area, which I think the weather's been nasty here. It's been super nasty up there. I'm surprised he's even able to do any running, but the flowers are popping up there too, because he was taking pictures of them in videos and stuff. Somebody's little mining claim right there. Can't believe, what was that, 2 or 3 months ago when we were here? Some guy came driving through here. He went up this even in his freaking stock, like Dodge Ram. Like, I don't know if it was a 3/4 ton or 1 ton. He was just driving up this road. Diesel truck. And it's like, you know, it's got such a super long wheelbase. It's like, how are you climbing up this thing? Granted, yeah, 4-wheel drive, but like, this is super eroded. He just took his time. I don't know how far up he went, but at one point up here, I thought for sure he was going to go off the cliff, because he easily slid a little bit off the road. And then, because I think he actually just went a little further and turned around, because that's, you go around a corner right after that spot, you lose sight of the road for a little bit, because I never saw him go all the way to the top. But it's like, at that point, the road from there all the way, the rest of the way to the top isn't bad. It's like you made it through the bad part. And I watched him, like, after going through that part, which is pretty bad, he parked right here and then walked up this way to check out the road, and then he continued on. It's like, I don't know, like this right here isn't too bad. That down there was worse, and then, but you get some bad stuff up here again. And he didn't even have, like I said, it was just like freaking stock, no off-road like suspension or lift kits or anything. Had like just regular all-terrain tires on, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like right here is where it gets really bad. This might be where he almost went off the road too, because everything is tilted that way. And it's super steep too. Like if you had decent, like off-road tires, instead of like a highway, I don't care what you say, these all-terrain tires or highway tires. They call it all-terrain. It's just a highway tire. I had some pretty beefy, I got rid of the true highway tires off my van and went to a more all-terrain tire thinking it would be a lot better. It wasn't. It was just as bad as a highway tire. Now I have these true like off-road mud tires, and they are very grippy. They do me well, plus they're, since I put the off-road suspension and lift kit in my van, they're also like 4 inches bigger than stock tires, which is a total of like, what, 5 inches of lift, because that would be half of that for the tire, be 2 inches, and then my suspension was a 3-inch suspension lift. Whew, so that is very nice, although like my differential is definitely my lowest point on my van, and because of my tires, that's only an extra 2 inches is all I got. But I also modified the shock mounts on the axle tube, because that's the biggest complaint people have. Those freaking mounts on the axle tube for the stock Transits is like 3 inches lower than even the freaking differential is. It's like, the hell kind of shitty design is this? Like you barely go over anything, you're gonna smack those things on freaking highway if you go over a crack that's big enough, you know, type of thing. So I modified those too, and they had a kit. Part of my suspension kit was the mounts to modify that. And so now they're about, I would say, half an inch higher than the differential. Still sits pretty low, but way better. I easily gained 3 inches there. And then so yeah, I got, so really when you're talking ground, okay, well, that was weird. I don't know, now everything is off. That sucks. All of a sudden I look and my phone was like, we're gonna shut down because we're overheating. I'm like, it's not even that hot out here. But something with the way the sun was shining on it, I guess. Let's try and add our overlays back on. My YouTube channel, or my YouTube session, said it was still going, but it completely ended my Twitch, it looks like. So I guess we'll go with that. Put all the overlays back on. I don't know how long ago it ended my stream. It was just, I just noticed my screen was black, and then when I tried to turn it back on, it said it was over, it was too hot. So it wouldn't turn my phone back on. And so it took a couple minutes, but then it finally came back on. So I don't know what is going on there, but oh well. Here, I'd probably been talking for 5 minutes before I noticed it's dark. I can't see. So it wasn't until I picked the phone. Any new chats, and that's when I noticed my screen was black. So I don't know if it completely ended my stream on Twitch or not. It didn't on YouTube, so that tells me it shouldn't have been that bad, or been that long. Hold on, you got a freaking cactus needle on your back, weirdo. Whew. Well, it's too bad we're on this side of the puddle up here. This almost looks like a regular vehicle. I'm guessing it's an OHV, like a side-by-side, but the tire tracks almost look like a regular vehicle tire tracks. I mean, I guess the way my dog's panting, it must be warmer out here than I think it is. And my phone agrees with the, since it overheated, or it didn't overheat, it turned itself off because it was overheating. Sometimes when it does that, because it just turns the screen off, that it leaves my freaking stream up. But when it finally allowed me to get into it, Prism was completely down, as well as my real-time IRL overlay. Oof. Oh yeah, clouds are moving in now. I think they were accurate with the 1 o'clock. Hey. 1 o'clock rains. What are we at? Yeah, it's 11:13. I think it's gonna be before 1 o'clock. With this way this stuff is looking like, moving in on us. I don't know what to tell you. You've had 2 drinks. You should be good. maybe if you didn't freaking full sprint everywhere, he wouldn't be so hot. Just saying. Like, I could stop and take out her water dish, put some water in, but realistically, she probably doesn't need any. She is panting because she's hot, not because she is thirsty. That was like, I had that argument with some old lady before. Like, we're running. I don't remember where we were at now. Somewhere last year on a trail, and we went by and I had just given her water. Oh, that's where it was. It was down in, it was actually just a couple months ago, like at the beginning of the month in January, when we were down in Madera Canyon, south of Tucson. And there was on the creek that runs down through there, it like has water in it all year, but only in like, it doesn't run all year because there's springs throughout that whole canyon. And so there's certain sections where the spring is enough that there's some pools. And so we were on that, we just left that section running down, and she got a drink. And then a little further down, we ran into this old lady bird watching. And of course, it was a little warm, so compared to where we had been at, so Nari was panting, and she was like, "You need to give that poor doggy some water." And I looked at her and I go, "She just had a big fucking drink up out of the creek up there, like not even a 10th of a mile ago. She doesn't need water." Well, she's panting. Yeah, she's panting because she's hot, not because she's thirsty. But she is like, it's like she's about ready to turn me into freaking animal, what do you call it? The animal abuse people. And it's like, just because the dog's panting does not mean they're thirsty. They pant because they're hot, and that's how they sweat. They get rid of their heat. Oh man. Well, we're not going to quite get 2,000 feet, which is what I assumed. I thought we'd be a little bit shy of that. It's okay. Because we might get, maybe, if I'm lucky, I might get another maybe 50 feet or so. We'll see. Which would put me like barely 1,900. So yeah, that makes sense. Because that's how I was like, when I was looking at like my vertical loss and vertical gain totals, I was like, there ain't no way we're gonna get 1,000 feet. Like, it ain't gonna happen. Nope. We're gonna get about 800 is all. Because we're not doing the whole ridge line, and we had 2 more climbs going the other way on the ridge line. Oh, this downhill. Not this one, but the long downhill back to the van coming up is not going to be fun. I can feel my hamstring, which is that's my right hamstring. It feels so tight. Well, it's so tight that it's actually affected my calf muscle as well. So it's that whole line. So really, it probably starts up in my lower back or something, since I was, you know, sitting on the bed all day yesterday. Whew. Just take our time. Be interested to see what the total is. Like I said, I think it's going to be probably around 9. It could be a little more than that. But my guess is 9. I think we'll be at pretty close to 8 before we get to the where we drop down up here. Tonight I have about all this new stuff that I like way more than mashed potatoes. And I have a lot of mashed potatoes still to eat. I think tonight I'm actually going to take and just cook up some ground turkey, maybe add some taco seasoning in there, and then just eat it on top of some mashed potatoes. That sounds tasty. Last night I had this teriyaki noodle thing, little packaged thing. That was good, and not a lot of calories, like at all. Compared to like the, you know, hamburger helpers or whatever that I used to buy. These are a lot healthier alternative. The flowers on that one is just popping. That is so cool. Just popping. I don't know what kind of cactus those are. Or, I mean, they're probably not even cactus, but some sort of cactus-like. Because they're all over. And like I said, I haven't been around them this time of year much, so this would be why I haven't noticed this, but I've never seen them with green leaves on them before, because I've always seen them as just these dried out things with all these pokies on them. So to see them all green is kind of weird. It is so foreign to me, and it's true leaves. It's not like, it's so weird. So it's got to be something close to a tree. Take a look at it. These are actual leaves. Oh, it's hard to focus, I guess. So cool. And the flowers come out. That's kind of weird. I've never seen one come out the side like that before. Usually it's up here. This one hasn't fully opened up yet, but so cool. I don't know what kind of plant it is. I'm guessing it's probably related closer to a tree than some sort of cactus. It is super cool though. Figured out why my water bottle doesn't like to go down in my pocket anymore. Because there's another hole in it too. That feeds into my front pocket, so the bottle is sticking out through a big old ass hole. So of course it's getting caught and trying not to slide down, and that's why it keeps sliding down, because it's sliding into my other pocket. Because that other pocket has a hole in the bottom of it. Oh man, that right hamstring is not feeling happy. And then after today, sitting around working on the computer, it's gonna be just as bad. But, oh well. My goal today is my annual report submitted, and then work a little bit more itemizing my taxes on the federal side, and then I think I'll try and do some research on the state side, because I can, if anything, I can submit my federal, do an extension of my state if I need to. Somehow, right now on my federal, I'm supposed to get like almost $400 back. Now, I think I should actually get more, but who knows? Here's the thing. So Montana is also one of those states where if you get a federal income tax refund, say last year, they want to tax you on that because it's income for last year. Here's two problems I have with that. One, you've already been taxed on that. They already taxed you on that money the year before. So that is double taxation, which is illegal. But two, it's like, well, if I owed on my federal, say I owed like an extra $2,000 on my federal, I don't get to take that off because that would be negative income. I don't get to take that off to owe you less taxes. So tell me what sense that makes. Zero. And I don't know if that's just a Montana thing or an everywhere thing, but that's a bunch of bullshit. Because that is literally double taxation. Where my dog went? Oh, there she is. She was hidden behind the rock somewhere. I thought she'd be way up there by now. Like, I don't see her. Where'd my dog go? Yeah, there's her. Like I said, I can barely get 1900. 1906. Like, I might get another 3 feet is about all. Depending on how my watch pains. No, actually, by the time we get all the way down, there's a couple little uphill spots on the way down too. Might maybe get to 1950. Oop, tripping over things. I want to go run that route we did over in the Mount Graham, where when we got to the top it was all snowy and cloudy, so we couldn't see the views, because the route itself was really cool. It was a hard run. Like, I pushed myself going up and then pushed myself coming down, and like freaking, you know, it was about 3,500 feet to the top, and a lot of that in the snow, and then we freaking booked it down, so it's like, you know, 3,500 feet of descent going down, and that pounding was killer, but I want to see the views. Might have to go do that one. Hey, see what Zach's doing. See if he wants to go and get like an epic run somewhere. I'll drive. I doubt he brought his puppers, but you never know. If his significant other and his puppers came down, I doubt it, because I'm pretty sure he has to drive the van over to California. So. But it would be cool if he did. Mara would love it. She likes Rosie. Rosie doesn't, not necessarily a fan of her, but she loves Rosie. Even last time they got together, which was Black Canyon, they were playing together for only like 20 minutes, and their dog was like, okay, I'm tired, which amazed them. They're like, she never gets tired. I'm like, yeah, I hear that quite often with my little butthead. Hoping we do the rut this year too, and if that's the case, like if Mitch is there or Zach or whoever's there, maybe get a good run in over there, because that's my stomping ground. I could show them some trails there. But it'd be really cool to maybe do Gallatin Peak, which is about probably 25 miles or so, with about probably 5,000 or 6,000 feet of vert, maybe even more than that. It's a lot, but and a lot of it's off trail as you climb the peak. It's a lot like Blaze Mountain, where I have the FKT on. The last mile of that is straight up the mountain off trail. It's find your own adventure. Now there is a little bit of a trail there. I don't know if it's a game trail or what, but there is a little bit of a trail, so you're able to find your way through the alpine brush and the cliffs. But once you get above the cliffs, then there's no trail. It's just trying to get above the cliffs through that alpine brush. Is the tough part. After that, it's just that alpine grass, rocky, and you just find what you think is the best way up for you. But I mean, that would be cool to take everybody on too. Problem is they're faster than me, so they break my FKT. But also, depending on the year, you can't even get up there unless you're doing skimo. The reason why they call it Blaze Mountain is because there's a blaze in the avalanche chute where people ski in the summertime because of the snow. They can still do that. So, depending on the air, you're not going to make it to the top. I mean, you still could, I guess. You'd have to wear biker spikes and everything. But most of the FKT attempts that have been done on that mountain are multi-sport. So skimo, they run to the bottom, which is about
5 miles, I guess, a little over where you leave the trail, and then it's like you got about maybe a third of a mile in this little kind of swampy little area to get over to the actual base, and then it's a little over a mile to the top. And if there's a lot of snow, you're skinning to the top and then skiing back down. And then you grab your skis and you run the rest of the way back in. Those 5 miles or whatever. So that's why, in a way, you would think the multi-sport FKT would be a lot faster. Yeah, you're running with skis, but nowadays the skis aren't even that heavy. You just strap them to your back and you can book it pretty good. You know, at least probably a 12-minute mile pace. But skinning to the top and skiing back down, you think would be way faster than climbing to the top and running back down. At least the skiing back down would be way faster. Because it's really steep. You know, you'd be going down a mile. If it's snowy and you're skiing, you can go right down the chute. You totally avoid that cliffed out section. If you're running, you gotta make your way through that because the chute is just like a ravine, basically, like super steep ravine. And so you gotta go just to the left of it, and there's some cliffs right there that you can easily make your way through. You just gotta find your line to get up through. Like I said, if you can find that trail through the brush, then that is your way up through it. Oh. And I think these clouds are coming out of a different direction than I thought. I think they're coming from straight ahead of me, and I thought they would be coming from behind. Because this stuff straight ahead of me definitely didn't come over us. It looks like it's getting closer, not further away. I'm so confused. Maybe it's coming straight out of the north. So basically come from the side, maybe. But either way, I think just like yesterday, my weather app I think is accurate. It said whatever time it was going to start to rain, and it did. Like within like 5 minutes of that time, it was raining. And then, what was it, the next morning, it said it was supposed to stop at 5:30, and it stopped at 5:30. And then last night it was supposed to be done around 6 last night. It was done right around that time frame, to the point where it was like, as soon as it blew through, it was complete sunny skies. Well, not sunny, but clear skies, I guess, because the sun was already behind the ridge by then. So I did think about, if I hadn't ate dinner already, I would have just gone up this, probably not this road, we would have gone up that other road to get a good 600-700 feet of vert, a little extra. just a little bit. Actually, will we be shy? If I go all the way down to the lower road, back to my van, we might actually get to 2,000. I guess we'll find out. I guess we're gonna find out. Because I only need like 60 feet is all to be at 2,000. What do I need? Yeah, well, 70 feet, I guess. 74 feet to be exact. So it sounds like, I saw a little thing, I was a little confused, but it sounds like Free Trail got the video rights to make an Unbreakable 2, so almost, because this year, or maybe they're just doing it their own, but this year, the competition in Western States is like, arguably the best it's ever been. You got, where's our van way down there? Jim Walmsley, who is, what, 4-time winner, holds the course record. Killian Jornet, who is the GOAT. I mean, Jim Walmsley was close, but he's got a lot of work to do to be considered as good as Killian. In fact, I would even argue that there's some other people that are even better than, as far as Jim Walmsley goes, higher on the list maybe. Some Frenchmen and stuff, like Francois and people like that. Even Ludo, you know, some of those people. But, so you got those two, and then you got Vincent Boyar, winner of the UTMB last year. You got Adam Peterman, who's won Western States and broken a lot of course records that Jim Walmsley used to have on a lot of other courses. Rod Farver, who's set some course records and took, what, second or third at Western States last year. I don't even remember which. But, you know, people like that, it's like, ooh, whatever flowers I smell right now, my goodness, those cactus flowers smell good. I would guess and say it's probably the long spindly ones, because I don't see any of the cactus with flowers on them. But I am catching scents, and it is so good. So you got, you know, David Roach and like all these people. Like David Roach has been smashing course records that have been sitting there for 20 years. In the last year. So all these just super fast people, like extreme talent showing up this year. And then, I don't know if, like, I don't think Courtney's running this year. And I'm not sure who's coming back from last year as far as your top 10 people. But even on the women's side, it's just all this talent, like just nuts talent. It's crazy. So I can see why you would want to do a film similar to Unbreakable back in the day. But that was like Killian when he was super young hitting the scene, and he ran that in this like white spandex suit. And so on that little video tease about for Free Trail about Unbreakable 2, somebody, I think it was Brett Horning, made a comment about how funny it would be if everybody showed up to sport white spandex. The only person that wasn't was Killian, maybe. I don't know, if I was Killian though, I would, just to spite everybody, I would sport freaking white spandex. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wanted David Roach to win just to prove everybody wrong. But now that Killian's in, I want Killian to win. If he won, it would just cement him forever as the greatest of all time. It's like when it comes to Western States, I saw a discussion. It was a little podcast. I don't remember which podcast it was, but they had AJW on there, who is, you know, Mr. Western States. He knows everything about that race, the history. I mean, he's competed in it 10 times himself. I think he won one year, didn't he? And then some other guy, and they were arguing back and forth who is the greatest as far as Western States goes between Jim Walmsley and Scott Jurek. And both brought up valid points. I mean, I would still say that Scott Jurek is the best. Because, yeah, Jim Walmsley has broke course records and he's won it however many times. But at the time, Scott Jurek, he's won it more times. And he was breaking course records. And he didn't have near the equipment. You know, the shoes were totally different technology. All that kind of, it was like Wild West back then. Nobody knew what they were doing. And he was out there winning it. So, if you took, it's like the whole argument between LeBron James and Michael Jordan, who's the best. And if you took, wait, I will, even stat-wise, if you just look at the stats, Michael Jordan wins by a lot. But if you were to put Michael Jordan in his prime against LeBron James in his prime, no question that Michael Jordan is going to be better. Like, those two are one-on-one, no question. Now, I think it's the same thing with Scott Jurek. Took Scott Jurek in his prime, put him against Jim Walmsley in his prime with even, like, you know, I would even argue and say Scott Jurek having, you know, the shoes of today, the nutrition of today, all that kind of stuff. So they're both set up the same. And you take Scott Jurek in his prime, Jim Walmsley in his prime, Scott Jurek's probably gonna win. Just gonna say. Now, I'm talking about win at Western States. Now, would Jim Walmsley win in other places? Yeah. You get a more mountain type of ultra, then I think there's no doubt that Jim Walmsley's gonna win. Cause that'd be like comparing Scott Jurek against frickin' the speed goat. What the heck is his name? I just know him by Speed Goat. The dude out of, you know, Salt Lake City that created Speed Goat, even though he sold it now to UTMB. It'd be like comparing those two together. Scott Jurek is no competition. Like, that dude's won more 100-milers than anybody. Although Jeff Browning is creeping close. Meltzer, Carl Meltzer. Is this the road we want? I don't think so. No, I think we want to go one more. But it might be. No, I'm positive we want to go one more. I mean, we can go that way, but I wanted to try and get my extra vert, which means we need to go further and come off. Ooh, it's starting to get dark in here. Sunglasses. Oh yeah, there's my van. There's my van right there. So yeah, we need to go down further. Ooh, man, my right hamstring is just not happy. And it is, again, I don't know as if it's my hamstring because I feel it like down through my calf muscle too. And I can actually even feel it down into my Achilles, which tells me it is probably starting up in my hip or lower back and then pulling all the way down my right hand chain down my leg. But I feel it the most in my hamstring, and that's where I started to feel it. And then as we ran, I started feeling it everywhere. But should get my slant board out and try to stretch things out for a bit. I don't know where my slant board is though. Somewhere in the back, just don't know where. My dog wants to keep going, but right here's where we're going. This is our road. I don't know where she's trying to get to. I mean, this way, Nari, this way. Oh geez, we're gonna be actually close to 10. I haven't been paying attention to mileage because I could care less. But we're going to be not quite at 10, but we'll be pretty close. Probably like 9 and 9.8 maybe. Nah, we might not be 9.8. I mean, we're at 9.65 right now. I just don't know how far it is in the van. And I haven't gotten any credit for any of the vert on this last little stretch that we've done. So hopefully I do get some of it. Because vert is the only thing I care about. Whew. We're gonna run this last little uphill all the way to the end. We got this. Oh, there we go. Now it just jumped. Oh, geez. I trip. My legs are heavy. And of course, that was my right leg because my right hamstring. It's surprising how much you use your hamstring to lift your leg. Ah. 9.75, 1,970 feet of vert. I think we finished just in time, looking at all the clouds that appear to be dropping rain all around us. Even though it wasn't supposed to start for another hour, and maybe it won't. It sure does look like it's gonna do something. Whew. Cause what time is it? 12, yeah, so another hour is when it was supposed to start. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah, see, I knew you didn't want to drink. She really needed a drink. She would have been jumping up in the van to get a drink. Yeah, see, that's like, it's funny because clouds coming over, whichever direction the clouds are coming from, I'm not even sure now. Over the Bradshaws, there's clouds are raining. This direction, there's clouds, lots of clouds, and you know, all around us this way, you can see the clouds are raining, including the one that's like right above us right now. I don't know if you can see, but if it comes this way, it's definitely gonna hit us with some rain. I just can't tell what direction the clouds are moving. But I can see off down towards Phoenix, and it's actually pretty clear. So I don't know if Phoenix is going to get any rain, but we're definitely getting it up here. And based upon the temperature, it might even be snowing up on the Bradshaws later. Probably not right now, but Hi, sweet girl. Hello. Oh my goodness. Did you have fun? Did you have fun? Okay, hold on. Let me put this up here. I can't unplug the phone because it's almost dead. So we'll just do that. Now I can say hi. Hello. Hello. Can I inspect you? Can I inspect you? I know you got more cactus needles in you. Yeah. I know you got more right there. I can see one. Hold on. Oh, you got quite a few right there. There you go. Yeah, I know that video. Will you stop being so wiggly? Yeah, you got more. No, you got more. Let me get them. All right, got them. Will you get your little face out of there? Oh, you're being impossible. I pulled like, there's easily probably another 10 or 12 in there. And I pulled like 3 of them out. And of course that made her be like, ow. So now she's biting them. Looks like you got something in your paw too, you weirdo. Or is that just a rock? But whatever. She'll lay down eventually. I see ya. Let me see you. Let me see you. You got any on this side? Okay, hold on. Ow! You made me stab myself, you fool. Stop. God dang, you got a shitload of them in there. What did you rub against? Then you got a mesquite claw, or a mesquite thorn right here. Look at that. Hold on. That's so many. Well, I'm going to have to... She's broken them off because she tried to remove them herself. Can I get this off too? Thank you. She tried to remove them herself, so she broke them off. So they're like the same length as her fur. So I'm going to have to just try and catch her when she's more relaxed, laying down. And pull the rest of those out. If it's like last time, it'll take me 2 days to get rid of them all. And I know that's from when she chased that rabbit. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be it for today, everybody. Hi, sweet girl. I'll help you out if you just let me. Again, like I said, if we can, we're going to try and do at least a trip up to the top and back. To get at least another 1,000 feet of vert today, but we'll see. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone, love you all, and I'll see you guys next time.